Hello everyone. Today is Saturday the 27th of August and this is episode 27 of Day to Day Knits. And sorry, I'm out of breath. Whew, it's hot. My name is Sara and I live in Tennessee with my husband Joseph and our dog Effie. And if you notice that I have an accent, that's because I'm Portuguese. I'm a first generation immigrant. Okay, well, let's start with what I'm wearing. I am wearing the Love Note, which, as you can see, shows off my bra, but not if I'm sitting like this. I don't think you can see it if I'm sitting like this. But it is a pattern by Tin Can Knits, and I used a BC Garn, Tussah Tweed. I really like the yarn. I really like the pattern. I only wear tan bras with it. I do not like to wear tops under other tops. I'll do that if it's the winter. If it is not, then I will not be doing that. So here we are, and this is how I wear that. And that's not for everyone, but just so you know, if you only do 2 repeats, you barely catch a glimpse of the bra, like just that there and here. But if you go to 3 repeats of the pattern, which is what the pattern asks for, then just know that you will be showing off whatever you have underneath, presuming that you have something on under your t-shirt or top, whatever you decide to call this. I call it a t-shirt. Okay, and before, I don't have any what's the word? FOs. I don't have any FOs this episode. I have started several projects, so I have, I think, 3 whips that I'm going to talk about, but in reality I have 6 whips. It's just that I have not worked on the other 3 because I've been working on these 3. But before I get there, I wanted to ask you some questions and ask you to comment below with whatever answers you have. But I'm trying to improve the podcast both for you and for me. I'm going to go back to school this time on the weekends, and I'll be working full time. And I'm going to be doing that for what might be a few years. So I won't have as much time to, do this and knit, which makes me want to, if I'm going to change what you're watching in terms of format or duration or anything like that, I would want to do it for the better, okay? Something that will not take too much time away from me to focus on school and stuff, but also that, I want you to keep wanting to watch whatever goes on here. Because you're there, you're watching, and I just want to make it the best that I can for you within my means. And that leads me to several questions. My least favorite is, do you feel the need to have subtitles? Because I know, because I've tried to do this, the automatic subtitles, and I think it is because I have an accent, and YouTube subtitles do not know knitting vocabulary, so it will change whatever I'm saying to something that makes no sense, unless I spend a few hours going through the whole video and translating everything that I'm saying, or not necessarily translating, but just writing every single word down. So that's my least favorite question, but I feel like I have to put that out there, because what's the point of watching unless you understand what I'm saying? Unless you just want some background noise, that's fine too. So that's just a question. I'm going to put some questions at the bottom of the video But and you know, if you have any other suggestions to make this better for you, I want to know about them. I might not be able to do everything, but I'll definitely consider everything and just see what works best, or what I think would work best. Another question that I have is, someone asked me a while back, like maybe in May or so, to do something in Portuguese, like a summary or something. And I've been doing that. However, I would like to know if you would prefer if I did 2 videos, one in English, beginning to end, one in Portuguese, beginning to end. And I would either post those at the same time, or I'd do it maybe every 2 weeks, like intercalating, or every other week, you know, depending on how I'm able to do those. And also the length of the video. I know some people prefer 1 hour, some people would prefer 15 minutes. I want to know your personal opinion. I always try to do it as short as I can without rushing. However, I always have so much to talk about, and this is an issue that my teachers always told my parents: I have too much to say. And I will always find someone to say it to. And right now, YouTube is where I dump all of my words, so that I don't have to annoy other people that surround my life, that don't necessarily care about yarn, or to hear me talking for 1 hour about something. And then let's see, so English, Portuguese. Oh, something else is that in December I did 1 live episode. I was able to interact with people because I was doing it on my computer. Doing it on my computer, I think, is what makes it being a very low quality video. And I would like to know if you all would want to do more live videos, even though it would lack video quality, but maybe I could do that like once a month, because those I don't have to edit. They're out there. I do it once. It only takes me like maybe 1 hour to just, you know, do it, talking to you. So tell me if you'd be interested in that a lot, maybe once every few months. Just let me know. And I think that was, oh, and then something else is, I go through the videos as I'm editing it. I take out, like, if I'm coughing, or if I start randomly speaking about something that makes no sense, I will cut that. And I will also add the titles of the patterns somewhere where it's hopefully easy to read, and the designer. And I also put that on the notes below the videos, so I'm not sure how useful it is that I also spend time putting it on the screen. So let me know if that makes any difference for you. Maybe you feel like you don't need subtitles as long as you see whatever pattern I'm talking about, because you might have trouble with my accent or the way I pronounce S's. I put S's wherever. I just drag them and they connect words. So just let me know, what do you think would make it better? And now let's talk about whip, shall we? Let's see, I have, let me go through my notes so I can do this in order. I am doing a test knit. I have not sent the information to test knitters yet. I have though created a Google form, and I've made that public through my Instagram page. However, I will also put it below on the notes for my socks that you saw me doing last time. I'll post a picture of them, but let me show you the yarn I'm using first, just because I really like the colors. They're both superwash, which is not my favorite, but I really like these colors. They're really perfect for this time of year where it's starting to feel a little bit chilly, but only at night. During the day, it's still extremely hot, 30 Celsius, high 80s Fahrenheit. But this, look at that. It is a Malabrigo sock, and the color is Stone Chat. It's beautiful. And this one has a super long name, and I'm not sure if it's available anymore, but it's Cumberland Fibers Highland Superwash Sock Twist. And the color or colorway is Espresso Heather. It is not heathered. This is a solid. I don't know why it has that name. And I am creating a sock. This is my second one. I've done toes, heel. Now I'm doing the leg. I've barely started on the leg, but I'm sure it will go by fast. And this is the other one. I have not really blocked it, but I'm not sure how much of a difference that will make. Toes, foot, heel is a heel flap, and then you do the following a spreadsheet, which is why this pattern is perfect. It has 5 sizes for the foot, and then so it's like extremely adaptable. Whatever your size is, if you're an adult, I'm sure you will find a sock size that will work for you for this pattern, okay? So we have 5 sizes for the foot, and then the leg is then through a spreadsheet where you only need to fill out with your information that I ask for in the spreadsheet, and then it spits out the amount of stitches and rows that you need to do for your increases for your calf. So this is my widest part, and then your decreases. Then you're gonna have some ribbing, and you're gonna put an elastic, and it has this little turn, and look at this beautiful what do you call it? What would you call this? It's very girly. Ruffles, except it's a ruffle. I don't know. I mean, I say girly, but really men used to wear ruffles everywhere. The more ruffles you had, the more higher up you were in society, because there's all that money to spend on extra fabric that has no function. I guess maybe it would keep you warm, I don't know. But that's what I worked on. And I was honestly, I was doing the foot, and I was thinking to myself, this sock might take a little while because it's all knits, maybe I'll get bored. And I did this, I did like half of this in one night while I was doing a sit and knit online. Then I did this the following day. It was Friday, I think it was last week, maybe the week before that. It was Friday, and then Saturday afternoon. And boom, I had the sock then. And that's where I am with this. And of course you can apply to test knits. I'm looking for many test knitters because the leg is so different depending on the shape of your leg and the size of your leg. So even if you're like a small, you know, in your foot, you might have like really large legs or really tall legs that might require more fabric. So I'm trying to get 3 knitters per foot size, and then I'll just put the averages out. So if you're interested, fill out the form. The likelihood of you getting picked is very high unless I have many people asking to do the same size. So that's it. I'll put the link below. Then I'm doing a scarf using Shibui Knits Cohen, I believe. I think that's it. That's what I'm using. I have 2 Shibui Knits that are very, very similar. And I have it on my see-through bag because this is what I've been taking to soccer games. If you are in America, soccer. And this is also my pattern that I'm just creating. I I designed the pattern a long time ago, but I've been knitting other things and I'm really focused on my wild swan scarf, so it's been a while. But I'm going to do two options for this scarf. One option is the short size, which is what I have here, that you would just like tie like that. And this is linen and silk, so it's very light, very summery. And most of it rolls up, except this part, I'm designing it so that it doesn't roll up. And it's gonna have a leaf pattern here. And this one has a leaf pattern, but it rolls up like if it's a baby leaf, you know how they're rolled up? And they're gonna be slightly different. This pattern is gonna be a little bit different from this pattern. But this one gets rolled out, and this one should open up like that and show off the pattern. And this one, of course, you can wear it on your scarf, you can tie it on your purse, you can like tie around your hair. But then I'm gonna do a longer one that you could tie as a headband or do twice around your neck. And in that case, I'd probably use a warmer fabric, because, you know, it's more fabric, so it would just make sense to get something with a wool or an alpaca or something warm and actually have it function as a fall scarf. So that's what the yarn looks like so far. I really like it. Pattern is super easy. I just haven't finished yet because I've been so focused on the socks. Something has to go out first. I can't just work on both things at the same time. And that one is called Summer Storm Scarf, and hopefully I'll have that available for test knitting in 2 weeks. We'll see. And then finally, my last whip. This is what I did for, this is my swatch. These are not the exact colors that would go for this part of the pattern, but I just thought it would be the easiest one for me to swatch. Well, not easiest, but maybe most interesting. And the pattern is called Jupiter Crop, and it is by Caitlin Hunter, and it uses the yarn Vava. And that one I have actually cast on this morning. So this is the main color. I'm doing the exact colors of the picture that the pattern shows in the suggested yarn. I've never done that before. It's my first time. Because I guess I've never had easy access to whatever yarn they're showing. But this one is easy for me to get. And it's also easier on the wallet. So it is this white, which is not the white, it's like slightly ivory, and these guys. And if you go, and I have all the projects linked below, so if you go to the link, you'll see the exact colors. Now, the thing is about this is that this is a color work t-shirt with 100% wool. I'm thinking I might do either full sleeve and incorporate a little color work around like before the cuff, or I'll do 3/4 sleeve and just prolong the dark blue part, and no matter what, I'm gonna have to buy more of that. So what I cast on was the ribbing, and I finished the short rows, and that's it. Next part is color work, and I'm doing that on Wednesday. And that's it. Super fast. Joseph is waiting for me because we have to go places. But that's it, and I'll come back tomorrow and I'll do the Portuguese part and include it at the end. I also got a bunch of new yarn, some for Christmas that is still packed, and that is Shirley Bryan yarns. She did a discounted like half off thing, and that's how I was able to buy them. And those are mystery skeins, so those are gonna be like my Christmas present to myself. Then my mother-in-law went to Loop in London, And she got me some yarn that I'm going to mix with other yarn that I got in Portugal. And this is 100% wool from Mixed Breeds, sport weight. And they're all like this, very rustic. She thought I could do a vest, but I haven't found any vests in sport weight that I liked. So, but I found a cardigan that together with the gray would be beautiful. So we'll see. Hopefully I'll be working on that early next year. But that's it, truly it. I've been super fast. Woohoo! Okay, don't forget, check out Contentment Socks. Check out the the Google Forms. It will tell you a little bit about that. What is required for the test knit, what is required for the pattern, and if you're interested, just apply. All right, see you next time.